Most men don't talk to women because they're afraid of being turned down, but Sigma males have a whole different set of reasons. People think of them as the lone wolf who doesn't need anyone or anything to validate them. They often question what everyone else thinks is right, and they have their own rules that they live by. People often think of them as loner or antisocial, but they aren't. Why don't they talk to women anymore? Here are 11 reasons why. 1. Giving men false hopes. Sigma males are not impressed by the fake moves that women usually make to get noticed. They like approaches that are less obvious and don't involve pretending or playing games. Sigmas care a lot about being real, and they can see through the fake acts that women put on. Because of this, they don't talk to women who just want to get noticed. Glossy pictures of airbrushed models on glossy magazine covers are everywhere in today's world. These images of perfection have become the standard for how women should look, but most women can't even come close to meeting these impossible standards. Not only is the goal of physical perfection a myth and impossible to reach, but trying to reach it can be bad for the mental and physical health of women. Because of this, Sigma males don't want to talk to women who are trying to meet these impossible standards. Instead, they want to talk to women who value their uniqueness and beauty. Sigmas will only talk to real, authentic, and down-to-earth women. 2. Playing hard to get. Women today are more confident and have more power than ever before. They seem to make it so that men who are interested in them have to work for it. They often put on a tough front, which makes it hard for men to talk to them. Other men might see it as a challenge, but Sigma males don't want to play this kind of game. It might make you feel good when you finally get her to like you, but it's not something a Sigma male finds satisfying. In fact, this kind of behavior turns them off because it is too predictable and not unique. Everyone knows how to play the game, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out what the other person is trying to do. They are bored by this kind of interaction, and they don't want to waste their time and energy on something that doesn't matter. It's like a chess game that's already been played. Sigmas would rather find something new and exciting to explore. Playing hard to get might work sometimes, but Sigma doesn't really like it as a strategy. 3. The dating world has become superficial. In the world we live in now, dating is more about looks and less about personality. People are judged based on how they look, which Sigmas don't agree with at all. This doesn't mean they don't care about beauty. They just don't think it's the most important thing in a relationship. This is just one of the reasons why Sigma men tend to stay away from women who focus too much on how they look. They care more about what's inside than what's outside, which can be hard to find in the shallow dating scene of today. Many people think that Sigma men are out of touch and stuck in the past, but they are actually very in touch with the modern world. But they will never give up on their core beliefs, which makes them stand out. It's like they have a sixth sense that lets them find the real gems that are hidden in all the nonsense. It's like they can see right through a person's looks to see who they really are. So when it comes to women, these men always choose quality over quantity. They won't take anything less than what they deserve. 4. She can't leave her phone. Nothing makes a Sigma less interested in a woman than seeing her glued to her phone. It seems like they can't get away from the digital world and pay attention to what's going on in the real world. Technology is a big part of life, but people need to know how to find a good balance. You'll never see a Sigma man glued to his phone because he knows how to disconnect from technology and enjoy the present. This is why women who are always on their phones bother them so much. For Sigmas, it's a sign of impatience and lack of focus, two things that don't work well in any relationship. They don't like it when people put technology ahead of their own relationships or spend so much time on social media that it takes them away from real life. 5. Sigmas don't like playing games. They are too old to play the typical dating game that men and women usually play. They don't want to play mind games or get into any kind of power struggle, which puts them in a bad spot. They are honest and clear about what they want, which makes it easier for them to find someone who likes them for who they really are. Some people might find the Sigma's directness scary, but they are loyal and don't waste time trying to impress people who don't care about the same things they do. They don't go after women. Instead, they wait until the woman agrees with them before making a move. Because of this, they usually don't go up to women. Instead, they sit back and watch until the right one comes along. Even though it might take the Sigma man longer to find a partner who is a good match, the wait is usually worth it because they will eventually find someone who shares their values and outlook on life. This doesn't mean that Sigmas never talk to women, but they usually like to meet people in a more natural way. 6. No eye contact. When someone doesn't look at you, it can seem like they're trying to avoid you or trying to hide something from you. It also shows an inner lack of confidence that turns Sigmas off right away. Eye contact is an important part of any conversation because it shows that you have nothing to hide and can be trusted. Sigmas don't like it when people won't look them in the eye because they think it shows they aren't honest or have integrity. A woman who is sure of herself won't be afraid to look a man in the eye because doing so shows confidence and respect. On the other hand, if a woman doesn't make eye contact at all, it's likely that she doesn't like herself or is too scared to stand up for herself. And Sigmas are not at all interested in this. If she doesn't make eye contact with you, it could also mean that she's not interested in you and doesn't want to talk to you. But I'm not going to talk about it because every man already knows it. 7. Social media has changed women. Men's ideas about what they want in a partner have changed a lot because of social media and Hollywood. It's really bad from a psychological point of view. Sigma males know that many women have unrealistic ideas about what a perfect partner should look like or how they should act. They don't want to be judged by these standards, but they feel like they have to try to meet them. Sigmas also know the power of image and how it can change how people feel about each other. They don't participate in the shallow online world where people are judged by how many likes or followers they have. Sigma men prefer real-life relationships, which is why they don't like it when women put their social media presence ahead of getting to know them. Too many gurus and online influencers have told women that they need to look and act a certain way to attract any man. But the truth is that Sigma men like real women, and if she tries to be someone she's not, they'll run away. 8. Sigmas are not desperate. There is nothing worse than a man who is desperate to get a woman to like him. It's like a person who is drowning trying to grab a lifeline, even though he has no chance of getting it. Desperation is a sign of being immature, and Sigma males never act that way. They have value and worth on their own, so they don't have to be needy or clingy to show it. They are sure of themselves and don't need to use these kinds of tricks. Sigmas don't go into relationships thinking that they need someone else to fill a void in their lives. They know who they are, so they don't go out of their way to try to make other people like them. They don't do anything quickly. Because of this, Sigma men are often seen as mysterious and hard to get, which makes women want to know more about them. They would do better to take a backseat, take their time, and wait until they feel like they have chemistry before moving forward. 9. Acting too emotionally. For Sigmas, it's best to keep their emotions in check. They know that feelings are important, but they also know that it's important not to get too attached and overreact. They don't like it when people always show how much they care and act too emotional. It makes them feel bad and shows that the person has no control over their feelings. Sigma men try to avoid drama and fights that aren't necessary. So, they tend to avoid women who are too emotional and always make a scene. They like women who are calm and mature, so they don't talk to women who are always ready to start a fight or get into a heated discussion. They stay away from anything that could cause trouble or chaos. This shows how old they are and how much they value peace and quiet. Signs of emotional instability are a big red flag for Sigmas who want a woman who is sure of herself and can stay calm in tough situations. 10. Not being aware of who you are. Sigma men are tired of women who don't know who they are. Too many women don't think about the effects of their actions and words on other people. This often leads to misunderstandings and fights that could have been avoided if she had been more aware of herself. This doesn't just apply to women, but Sigmas don't like it. Sigma men want a woman who can admit when she is wrong and say so without making excuses or putting the blame on someone else. Some women find this hard to do, but it's an important trait that Sigmas look for in their partners. They don't want to deal with someone who always makes excuses and tries to get out of taking responsibility. Self-awareness goes hand in hand with self-respect and confidence, two things that Sigmas find attractive. 11. Superficial conversations. This isn't just about dating, it's about how people get along with each other in general. Sigma men don't like conversations that are just on the surface. They'd much rather have a meaningful conversation, exchange ideas, and talk about things that make sense. They want to get to know someone on a deeper level. They aren't just interested in how they look, but also in what makes them who they are. They don't waste time and energy on small talk. Talking about the weather, the latest rumors, or what you had for dinner won't do. Sigmas like conversations that make them think and make them feel challenged. They love life and like talking about things that have a lot of depth. This doesn't mean that all women can't have these kinds of conversations, but if all she has to say is small talk, the Sigma won't be interested for long.